Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys. Welcome back to another Machine Head reaction. I really enjoyed the first single that they released from this album so far, and I just enjoyed the band overall, especially their first album, Davidan. Is to me is like a classic thrash metal record. Those who are new to this channel, I tend to express myself 100%, and I try to tell you how I feel, what I like and what I dislike, and my reasoning behind it. And not so much an outright criticism of the band, but in the spirit of conversation about music. If you like that kind of style of reactions, guys, make sure to subscribe down below for more. I try to do a lot of reactions on this channel, 10 per week. And please give me your recommendations as well. Without any further ado, let's get into it and see what we got.
I feel no one will ever listen. The remnants of an empty soul. The ghost of monumental failure. Unhallowed. I feel no one will ever listen. The remnants of an empty soul. The ghost of monumental failure. Unhallowed.
Both singles, I'm getting the same vibe. It feels like a more inspired album than the last couple of records they put out. And I don't think the last couple of records were bad. They just seem a little stagnant and comfortable. After I think the Blackening was like the peak, right, of the band. It really rose to a really high level. And then I think after that, it kind of leveled off and treaded water a little bit. I think this pandemic really allowed musicians time to create music, not being bogged down by the fact that they have to tour. Of course, it's a stress on them, but I think it allowed a lot of musicians to come out with some of the best material they had in years. And despite the fact I'm not a huge ballad, I would call this like a thrash ballad. I'm not a big ballad fan. It's so far playing really well and to the strengths of the band.
The anguish slowly aches. I'm staring at a dark abyss and wondering why. Crawling back to the womb, my depression a tomb. There's a fog inside my mind. So much hatred and doom when the dead roses bloom as I sabotage my pride. Mine is fading, going crazy. I feel dead inside. An empty soul. And what was once my life is unhallowed. I feel no one will ever listen. The remnants of an empty soul.
No, I have a big respect for Rob Flynn, even since the early Violence days. I think he was really good there as well, and he's a really good guitarist. But I've always liked, like, this has a modern sensibility to it. You can see he's growing with the times, and it has like this kind of, I would say, more modern sensibility that I think the song is really well written. But I always preferred, even 2 minutes into it, I've always preferred Davidan's like heaviness and aggression, and just like the overall, it just felt different to me. Their songs felt very different from the time that they were released in the 90s, from everything else that was around. At least I believe so.
The ghost of monumental failure. Slipping through my hands like granules of sand is running. a suicide. There's an ache inside my soul. Just a shell of a man in these hopeless hands, black and heart is stitched and sewn. My name is fading, going crazy. I feel dead inside, an empty soul. And what was once my life is unhallowed. Will not collapse, strong against the pressure. This final relapse, defiant gesture. Headstrong I overcome, lion's den of enemies. Tirelessly dumb, in the belly of the beast. What the rage, for punishment of concrete. Pure hate, malevolence I will defeat. From crimson sky, I am this dark eternity. New life begins when darkness.
Yeah, so this album is going to be heavier than their past albums. It's going to be, I think, a lot more playful and creative with their songwriting. I do like the first single more, I'll be honest with you guys. I think the first single was a little bit stronger. It was a little bit catchier. There's a couple of elements here, the way he interwoves the ballad with the heavy parts. I'm not sure I'm completely sold on it yet. But to me, this is already better quality than, like I said, the past couple albums. It's going to be just interesting to see what direction it takes, because there's been times with Machine Head albums where, unfortunately, I only liked like 2 or 3 songs, and the rest of the album was very forgettable for me. And I hope that doesn't happen with this album. I always come in hoping for the best. Honestly speaking, with all the criticisms I can bring up ever on my reactions is because, I'm speaking on first initial thoughts and feelings that can change over time. I'm always coming in hopeful. I came in hopeful with World Painted Blood from Slayer. I came in hopeful with Saint Anger Metallica. I came in hopeful every single time, and I guess that's why sometimes I get overly disappointed, because my brother always comes in with low expectations and then he gets surprised. I always come in with high expectations because I want to see my heroes succeed, and sometimes in my eyes they don't, and it happens, and it's okay. I'll still love them. Nothing really changes, You know what I think I'm having. What's not connecting to me? I think I know what it is personally. It's I'll think of a couple bands with really heavy kind of subject matter. Let's say Slayer with Angel of Death. Let's say Megadeth with Sweating Bullets, and let's think of Metallica 1. I feel like in those songs, the music is accommodating the dark thematic of the lyrics. In one being schizophrenia, and another being war and being turned into kind of vegetative state. Another one's really talking about one of the most horrible people during the whole World War II. But very horrible acts, and I think that the music has this darkness to them with even Sweating Bullets, it has this darkness to it. Even the music video, just everything about it is fine tuned to tell the story of a person and what they're going through, to really dive deep into that feeling. I feel like the lyrics here really, they're going to connect with people, of course, on the level of depressions that a lot of people go through it, and they can relate on that level. But I think the music doesn't really accompany it, and it feels like almost like a happier, more hopeful song with these kind of more difficult lyrics, even though he's kind of talking about coming out of depression as well. I don't know, something there that just doesn't jive with me. It feels like those two elements don't click. At least that's how I feel. I really like that main riff though. I think it's a really nice creative riff. Yeah, definitely. I like Choke on the Ashes of Your Hate a lot more than this one. As a matter of fact, I think as it went on, I've kind of started realizing I was a little bit done with the song because it was a little bit long. I'm sure other people are going to feel different. There's going to be probably people who just absolutely love this song, and maybe some people who absolutely think it's shit. I am definitely not in either of those camps. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Again, still hopeful for the album. Looking forward to it. Of Kingdom and Crown. Let's see. Let me know what your thoughts are on this particular song, and how did you connect with it? How did you compare these elements that are kind of brought up within the reaction? I would love to hear your point of view as well. And even if I don't respond to every single comment, I damn sure make sure that you guys know I at the very least read it. Like by liking and all that kind of stuff. Guys, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and most of all, keep it metal.